Fort Bend County Judge K.P. George was back inside a courtroom this morning. He's under investigation in 2 criminal cases, including a social media hoax and felony money laundering charges. To investigate, Mario Diaz has been following this case for us very closely. Mario, talk to us about what went down today.
Yeah, today, Zach, was a motion that just wrapped up here in the last 20 minutes. You had K.P. George and his attorneys coming out here, Jared Woodfill and Terry Yates, and they were disappointed because they were defeated in a motion hearing. Now, what were they fighting over today? What were they going against the state on? This was a hearing, a specific hearing that they'd been planning for some time, a motion to disqualify, recuse and disqualify the trial court. So what does that mean in layman's terms? Basically, it's this. Judge George and his team said, listen, the county judge actually has to approve the budget for the judges who are going to actually be hearing his case. So it doesn't make sense if someone has to approve the budget and provide them with answers and approval if they're actually going to be hearing the case in which they're going to actually try him on the misdemeanor for misrepresentation of identity, as well as the alleged money laundering charge, or the money laundering case, I should say, for having been indicted back in April. It's a bit convoluted, but I'm going to explain it. So what happened was the judge in here today said, well, listen, this has gone on now for quite some time. We know that the attorneys, Jared Woodfill and Terry Yates, have come on board only recently, but really this was a move that should have been done a long time ago. We're way down the road here. And it was interesting because when I spoke to Woodfill and to Terry Yates afterwards, they said, listen, we are disappointed, but it is what it is. We believe we will have fair cases at the end of the day, and we're going to proceed, and we believe that our client might not even have to go to trial because there are some problems there that we feel may come to light and that we're going to bring to light, they said, and we might actually get this dismissed beforehand. But the big story again, Judge George didn't want Fort Bend County judges to hear his case. They wanted an outside county judge, and at the end of the day, they ended up losing that battle here, Zach.
With that said, you talk about disappointment. How was the judge's demeanor?
It's interesting that you bring that up because of the fact that Judge George usually has been very stoic, kept to himself, and very quiet. And you heard him inside the courtroom. I mean, you saw him inside the courtroom nodding when they were talking about how the county works. You have to keep in mind, while we're looking at him as a criminal defendant, at the end of the day, he is still the county judge, so he knows exactly what happens when it comes to the finances of the offices, the process. And you saw him nodding and speaking a lot with his attorneys, giving them, again, insight that they already talked about going in, but reminding them. And when he came out of the courtroom here about 10 minutes ago, he has not spoken to the media about the cases. However, today was different, and I reminded him of that. And he actually spoke to the results that happened. You're going to hear from that coming up later on this evening on KPRC2 News, as well as you'll have it on click2houston.com. But that's the very latest out here in Sugar Land, excuse me, in Fort Bend County. Mario Diaz, KPRC2 News.
Several fire departments